On August 21st, 2017, I took my son Kyle to Gallatin, Tennessee to witness the Great American Eclipse. An app on my phone told me that this should be a great place to see the total eclipse, with totality lasting over 2.5 minutes. So we found a park in which we could set up shop, and there were several people gathering up here, and it turned out that further down in the park there were hundreds and hundreds of people just lined up and down the street. It was a very hot day, so everyone was gathered up in the shade. We laid all our stuff out and we got ready for the experience, but we had gotten there pretty early, so just to have something to do for a little while, we walked maybe a quarter of a mile down the street to a pay lake, and Kyle and I went fishing for a little while. We didn't have any luck. The lake actually wasn't open, so we couldn't get any bait, but we fished anyway, and we had a good time. Started getting a little bit cloudy overhead, but they were cumulus clouds caused by the rising summer air, and I was pretty confident that they were going to burn off before the eclipse, so I didn't get too worried about that. Every now and then we would put on our glasses and go out and look to see what was to be seen. And around 1 o'clock we started noticing a little tiny bite being taken out of the sun. Actually, let me make a correction. It was around noon we saw the first bite taken out of the sun. I also had a pair of Celestron solar eclipse binoculars so we could safely look at the sun in a magnified way. And there was also a fella at the park who had a Celestron telescope set up with a solar filter, and if you look through it you could see something like this. I couldn't get my iPhone camera quite up to the lens, to the objective, to see exactly what you could see, but it was something like this. There's the sun, and if you'll notice there were some sunspots on there. And around a little bit after 1 o'clock we started to notice the effects of the crescent appearance of the sun was being cast down into the shadows. It was really cool effect. And then the eclipse itself began. Now I do have to apologize that in the videos there's a little bit of herky-jerkiness and it is a little unfocused at times, but that's because I was holding my iPhone in one hand and my binoculars or another camera in the other hand, and I was trying to view the eclipse while I was also trying to make pictures. But here are a few video clips of our experience. All right, we have less than 2 minutes to go. All the people getting ready. We're all excited here. The light's getting dimmer. These neat little crescent-shaped shadows that the leaves make. Look at that. It's awesome. Like when your hand moves, everything looks really strange. Pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to take a picture of it.
Can't quite get it yet. The camera won't quite make the picture yet, but we're about 95%. It's coming, it's coming. It's getting dimmer, it's getting darker. Any second now.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, there we go. All right, look at it get dark. All right, awesome. All right.
Venus there.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, there it is. Oh my goodness, take a look at that. That is just too much. I can't stand it. This is just... I was able to use my Nikon camera to get a few close-up pictures of the sun's corona during the solar eclipse itself. You'll notice how dark the sky is in this shot, and you could actually see a few of the stars. We just cannot get a good picture of it with your phone, unfortunately, but Venus is shining over there.
Oh, it's ending. It's ending, Dad.
People looking at it. It's getting the diamond ring effect now. Starting to get just a little bit lighter. Now, look at it getting brighter now. Amazing. Amazing. The light's coming back. Don't step on the binoculars, everybody. Awesome. High five. All right. It's just too much. That was just too much.
Yeah.
After totality ended, the crescent-shaped light and dark patterns appeared again. Only now the crescent was over on the other side. And then the long trip home began. It took us about 2.5 hours to drive to Gallatin. It's about 130 miles south of Louisville. It took us 5.5 hours to get home. But it was definitely worth the experience, and I would totally do it again tomorrow. In fact, I plan on doing it again in 7 years.